welcome to our baking. So today we are working on the puff pastry. So I was gonna do sourdough English muffins, but my sourdough starter's not looking very happy. I put the rubber band on it yesterday, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's like gotten lower and it's gotten waterier. So we're not gonna do this today. Um, I think I've forgotten about it too many times, and that it might be dead. I'm gonna feed it here a little bit later, and so we'll see if it revives. Because I moved it to this jar yesterday versus the cup that it was in, because I couldn't tell how it was doing, and so I was hoping that if I put it in here, it would actually work better. And we'll see what's going on. I also had moved my block of butter from the freezer to the fridge, and right now, while we're making our dough, I'm gonna move it back to the freezer just so it can be extra cold, because puff pastry does take kind of a long time to make. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like the rolling out and folding and all of that process, that takes a little while. So, um, so I'm going to put that in the freezer to try to get it as cold as possible, because that's the key from everything that I've read with puff pastry. Keep it as cold as possible. Technically, the recipe that I have says to make it over like 2 days, because you fold it, roll it out, let it rest for like 4 hours. Fold it, roll it out, let it rest for like maybe fold it, rest it. Anyway, general idea is that it gets rested and folded, and there's lots of resting time, and so it takes about 2 days. On a baking show the other night when I was watching, I saw that they did puff pastry in like 2 hours. And they're like, it needs to be a real puff pastry. And so I'm like, can I actually make this puff pastry in our normal 2-hour block? Let's see. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the butter to the freezer, and then we're going to start working on the puff pastry dough. So give me just a moment while I switch that over, and I'm using my lovely Bouchon Bakery book to make the puff pastry. This is my like, I've always wanted to be a baker. I was gonna go to culinary school to be a pastry chef, but I actually wanted to go and study in France. I took a different path in life, and so especially after watching the movie Julie and Julia, girl named Julie follows all the recipes in a Julia Child cookbook to learn how to cook. And so I thought that this book would be a good like equivalent for baking. I have no idea if it actually is or not, but it does have whole thing on puff pastry. So I figure I'll use the book and the recipe, and we'll go from here. So moving butter over, and then we'll start gathering the ingredients to make our puff pastry. But this is very cold. Like, it's not bending. Can you hear that? That's the puff pastry. Or not puff pastry. This is just butter. This is butter. This is a big block of butter. And it's really hard, but I put it in the freezer. Just make sure it's as hard as I can possibly have it be. Okay, step one, done. Ah, that was so difficult. All right, step two. The dough, water, white wine vinegar. Uh-oh, I don't know if I have white wine vinegar. All-purpose flour, salt, and melted butter. Okay. So I'm wondering how important that vinegar is, because that is something that I never use. So we might not, I am 99.8% sure that we don't have white wine vinegar. Like, fairly certain there. Let's see, I'm looking at vanilla. Lots and lots of seasonings and spices. I wonder, I have rice wine vinegar? And rice vinegar. Do you think I can use rice vinegar instead of white wine vinegar? I'm going to do it anyway because I don't have white wine vinegar. And I know white wine, okay, so rice vinegar kind of has a sweetness to it, but it is also still kind of vinegary. So I just don't know. Well, we'll try it with the rice vinegar and see what happens. Because I know white wine vinegar is drier than the rice vinegar, so we just might end up with a little bit of a sweeter product. That's what I'm going to tell myself. See if it's true or not. But that's what we're telling ourselves today. All right. Butter. Meanwhile, for the dough, combining the liquids of water and vinegar. Dough hook. I don't have a dough hook. Okay, so this mixer used to have a dough hook, but it doesn't right now. And I haven't made it over to storage to get my mixer, which does have a dough hook, which would work on this mixer. I just don't have it. I'm going to see if the batter mixing paddle. There we go, paddle, that's the word. If we're gonna see if the mixing paddle will work. Worst case scenario, I have to take it out and knead it by hand. So, or it'll break the mixer. But if it breaks the mixer, then I will give my mother-in-law my mixer. We'll see. We'll get there. Right now, we'll just start with this. Okay, so how much water do we need? 225 grams. Perfect. Handy scale. All right, so let's do a little rearranging for a second. So we're going to add this one over here. And I'm going to turn this volume. Okay. So we have this, and then this one is turning. And we're going to put it down. So we're going to turn the camera off for a minute while we get everything situated. Uh-oh. I did something I didn't mean to. Okay, so Entrez-vous, s'il vous plaît. There we go. We're back. Okay, come on. Is that better? Nope. Why are my volume settings? It's still going, isn't it? I'm not even talking now and it's still going. There we go. Okay. What are we doing? Wait a sec. There it is. No, we're not using my microphone. Oh, I was just gonna, that's what I did last time. This one. Turn off that microphone. There we go. Super easy. Now we got this covered, right? The browser has lost connection to your mic. Yep. Thank you for noticing. Okay. So, there we go. News layout? Is that what we're doing? Ish. Ooh. No. No. Okay. We can do this. I like it. Let's move this up just a little bit. There it is. Holy cow. I'm trying to find the turny thing on here and it's not working. All right. So we're starting off with 225 grams of water. So let's get some water. I forgot to eat today. That happens. 225 grams of water, I think. Yes, 225 grams. For some reason, I was thinking it was milliliters, but from what I understand, milliliters and grams are very similar. Like they're the same. 225. 22. 23. 25. Excellent. Well, that wasn't too hard. We got it figured out. Nice. Okay. Next step. With the 225, we need the vinegar. 25 grams of vinegar. I am going to just try to measure it. And we'll go up to 250. 43. 51. Okay, that's close enough. We got it close enough. All right. So we have our liquids. Lovely. Next, 500 grams of all-purpose flour. We need to melt some butter. So let's get some butter. So I'm not sure what 200, or not 200, holy cow, what 50 grams of butter looks like. It looks like I'm dropping the butter on the counter. That's what it looks like. So this is going to be a melted butter. I'm going to throw it in the microwave for just a few minutes just to kind of get it going. 1 gram, 25 grams. Let me just put the rest of that in there and see. 52. It's close enough. We'll just do that. So this is gonna go in the microwave for like 20 seconds. Not very long at all. Okay. So while that's doing that, we'll get a bowl and start measuring out our flour. Flat. Pretty flat. I still want somebody to get me a like that bunch of flours at some point with like rye flour, wheat flour, bread flour, all-purpose flour. Get all the flours. I think that'd be so cute. Okay, so right now we need 500 grams of flour. This is supposed to be in the mixer. I was going to do this in the mixer. Let's get the bowl to the mixer instead of just a random bowl. What am I doing? There we go. Mixer bowl. Much better. But now we need to re-tear it out. Can you see the tear on that? Can you see that? Okay, close enough. I wonder, can we zoom in? Zoom? Nope. Okay, that's cool. So right now we're doing 500 grams and I'm just dumping all the flour in. How did that go up to 220? I don't know. All right, 250. Halfway there. 380. 480. 493. 500. Holy cow. I'm shocked at that. That went like super easy. All right then. So we have our flour and tear that out. And then we need 10 grams of, it says kosher salt. I'm just going to use the rainbow, not rainbow. Why don't you call her a rainbow girl? She's the umbrella girl. Umbrella girl. Keep trying to call her like a rainbow girl, but we're going to use the umbrella girl salt. So 10 grams of salt. And if you'll notice, this doesn't have any leavening in it. This is flour, salt, water, vinegar, and butter. There's not really leavening in here. The way that this gets fluffy is that the butter makes layers in the dough. Also, as it makes steam, that escapes and kind of lifts it and makes it nice and fluffy. It's so fluffy. Yep. So we have the ingredients. Okay. So this is supposed to be melted but not hot. The container's a little warm, but I don't think it's hot. Like, that's no way hot. But I know that you all have also seen me pull things directly out of the oven with my bare hands. So Do I really know what hot looks like? I don't know. Okay. Mixer. Big, heavy mixer. Okay. Oh, this is the problem with the kitchen that we have is that in order to keep it kind of clean, we have to put a bunch of this stuff away more than I would. So like I have to reset up my filming setup every time, and I have to just reset up everything all the time. Ooh, not supposed to be doing that. So yeah, like the mixer. The mixer has a place that it goes. It has its home, and then I have to put all my filming equipment away at the end of every day, and so just everything is always starting over. All right. So I don't expect this to be able to mix this for long because that's just kind of how this kind of thing works. So um, 15 seconds to combine, increase the speed to low, slowly add half the water, mix for 30 seconds, add more water, vinegar, scrape down. Okay, so we need to do all of the water mixture and then the butter mixture. And in here, we're just slowly. So I'm sorry if this gets too loud, but mix. And I'll even put it in on this side so that you guys can watch it a little bit better. We're just gonna slowly pour in our water and stuff mixture. Oh, oops. Look, I thought I poured it all in, but nope. All right. So that's all in there. And before this gets all weird, I'm going to pour the butter in there. I don't think I did that as efficiently as I could, but I'm just holding this to kind of keep it from moving too much so that it doesn't get super crazy. But it looks like it's coming together okay. There is flour I'm seeing down at the bottom of it, so we'll see what that does. But overall, it looks like this is just supposed to kind of mix a little bit until it can all come together. So I think that's come together about as much as it is. So, like I said, this recipe says that you need to like let everything rest forever and ever and ever, but we're not going to do any of that actually. Um, yeah, because what this is saying is like knead it a little bit, just so that it's like it comes together as a good like bread dough, and then after it comes together as a good little bread dough, then go through and put it in the refrigerator for 8 hours. We're not going to refrigerate the dough for 8 hours. That's not happening today. Come on, get the thing out of there. Just trying to have a little bit of dough on my fingers, and so I'm trying to get it off now and sticking it at the dough. It's the only thing I don't like about baking is that it gets like if you're gonna do anything with your hands are most likely gonna get super sticky and gross. And I really hate that actually. Now, I'll do it. Like I love gardening. Gardening does the same thing. But you're not supposed to put your hands in the muddy water. You're just supposed to put them in like dry soil and then water it afterwards. So you're not like mushing around with like clay or mud. You're just supposed to do things with dry soil then and then do something. Anyway, we're gonna flour the table. Flour off to the side because we're probably going to need that again. My little lovely bookmark. Then this is our dough. That off to the side. And so for kneading, the way that I always knead is I push and then fold in half, push, turn and fold, push, turn and fold. So we're just going to sit here and knead for a few minutes. There are a couple of different ways to knead. Like if you're going to use something that has a higher water content, I know that there's like a folding method and it just kind of sinks back into itself. But this is a fairly stiff and dry dough, so it's not gonna just absorb into itself the way others do. Okay. So, and I think that the reason why it wants you to rest it is because the gluten and the bonds in here act like rubber bands, and the more you mess with them, the tighter they get. So if you give it time to rest, then it gives the flour time to absorb the liquid, and it gives the gluten structure time to kind of relax, so it's not pulling itself back in together. But I don't know if I don't know if that'll actually affect anything. So yeah, just because technically I'm like standing it up like this, and then I push it down into itself. So it kind of is folding, but not like in the traditional sense. It's just going. So now I have to decide if I'm gonna let this rest or not. I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna fold and keep going. Mm. Oh gosh, because it's okay. So let me read this out exactly. It should feel tacky, but shouldn't stick to your fingers, which that's what it's doing. That little bit at first did stick to my fingers, but that's because it was still kind of like there was parts of it that were wetter than it should have been. But as I'm mixing it, it's actually a little, I think this might be a little bit dry because technically it is a little tacky, but it's not, I wouldn't really consider this like tacky. So anyway, the recipe says it should be tacky, but not stick to your fingers. If it feels at all dry, turn the mixer on low. Add reserve water in small amounts as needed. And then we'll put it in a thing. Turn the dough onto the work surface and knead it for several minutes. The dough will not be completely smooth, but it will have some variance in texture, much like a bread dough. Lift the dough and tuck under the edges to form a ball and let it rest. We're not resting. We're not doing any of that. We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. Okay, so I don't like this, but what I'm gonna do here is I'm basically putting my hand in the water, sprinkle. I just want to like, I don't want to actually add like a bunch of water to this. So like, that's all the water I'm adding. And we'll just see if we can knead that in. See if that changes anything. I hope it does. I hope it makes it, because it feels a little dry. It's not really tacky like I think it should be. Because tacky to me like means if I touch it, then it like right now it feels tacky, but that's because my hand's wet. So let me knead this in a little bit. And that's the texture I'm expecting. Is like when I touch it, it feels sticky, but it doesn't like stick to my hand. But right now, it still feels, it doesn't feel super dry, but it doesn't feel tacky. It feels like um, Play-Doh. It has about the consistency of Play-Doh. So that it feels, um, Play-Doh isn't sticky. Play-Doh is, it's not dry either. It's just like a damp dough. And um, so yeah, we're just gonna put this on here a little bit, just a little bit at a time, and see if we can get it to be a little bit more tacky. And it says to only knead it for a few minutes, and I think I probably kneaded it enough. It's not forming the gluten. You see that it like tears away, and it has like these rough edges as it tears. Um, as it develops gluten and it becomes more like a bread, then that becomes it becomes stretchier and it doesn't tear like that. It tears more in like a straight line versus like a jagged line because um, it's like cutting along weaving. Like you have the lines, and so if you cut along the line, then it's going to be a straight thing. But if you cut along the edges, then these are all going to go wherever they want to go. So, all right. Kneading the dough. All right. I still want to put more water in it. It still feels drier than I want it to be. But I'm really, really ready to be done kneading. I am. Like I've only been kneading for like 2 minutes. I'm done. I'm done. It's a good dough, right? Good dough. Nice dough. Pet the dough. I guess that's what you do if you're putting water in dough. Ew, it peed. Dough pee. Isn't that what you get in order to help attract bucks? Dough pee. So this does smell a little bit sweet from the rice vinegar. I have the rice vinegar sitting right here in front of me. So, but I think I finally got it enough water in it to make it feel the texture that I want it to be. So that's a good sign. Over here, because I got a little bit of water on the counter here. Okay, this feels a lot better. Switching hands, go back and forth. All right. So that I like the feel of that a lot better than where it was before. Okay, so let's. Where I put that ball in the sink? Of course I did. So when you do this kind of ball, you like bring everything around and you make it look kind of like a jellyfish, and then you close off the jellyfish and you bring the jellyfish together. Here we go, little jellyfish. And that's a lovely ball of dough. I've got the lovely ball of dough. Okay. Luckily, I didn't put anything in the bowl. So take the bowl, put in the bowl. Let's get a clean towel. And I'm just going to, this isn't going to rise. This isn't going to rise or anything. So I'm going to just put that on it like that. I'm going to shove this in the fridge for a few minutes. So the general idea here, let's turn this camera off for a minute because we're not doing it. Well, let's feed Tony. Let me get some new water because I stuck my hand in this water, and that's I'm making Puff Pastry. All right. How do you work at this? Let's get Buttercup. And you know what? It might be good. Let's get just a scrapula, a little scrapula. So we're gonna stir this together. I have been pouring off liquid from this, so I don't know if this is any good. No, let's see what happens. Ooh, did I mute on purpose? Yes, I muted one. Are they both muted? Because it was making a weird feedback sound. Hmm. Let's turn off this one. Turn off that one. No. Oh, allow access. That's your microphone. So is it doing no volume right now? Uh-oh. That is not what I meant to do. Choo choo choo. Microphone on. So this microphone should be on. Nope. Wait, which one? Yep. So this microphone is off. This microphone is on. But I think I turned this volume all the way down. Media, call volume, alarm volume. Is it still going? Dang it, I can't tell if I have sound or not. Can you tell me if there's sound? Is there sound now? Because I don't want it to not have sound. Okay, anyway, we're pouring out some of this so we can add more. Yuck. This this looks very gummy. That's okay. So we're just going to add some fresh water in. Technically, you're supposed to measure this, but I'm not measuring this. Uh-oh. Do-do-do. Alright, so let's add in some flour. We're just feeding the sourdough right now because we're not going to use this today. I was going to use this today, but it's not very happy right now. So it's okay. We will see what we can do to make it happy and pour flour all over the counter in the process. Lovely. All right, stir, stir. I'm just making a mess. Well, that's okay, because I'm the one who has to clean it up, so. All right. Scrapula. Stir, stir, stir. Oh, goodness. And look, we've technically fed our sourdough today. Can anybody tell me if there's sound? Because I want there to be sound. There's no speakers on my, okay, there's speakers on my laptop, but I have the speakers turned off. So, I'm just gonna put that in there. And then gonna rubber band around where it sits to see what it does. It's sitting pretty good. And then this lid just goes on here loosely. So probably, let's get a towel like that. So I hate that I can't tell if there's sound or not. Oh well. We'll just keep going. Worst case scenario is you guys just get to watch me do stuff. And I talk to nobody. I just can't tell if there's sound right now. Viking turtle person? Okay. So I don't want to tip it too much, but so we got that. See, that's what happens. It comes up above the line. But that's okay. It'll settle. It will settle. Okay, I'm just gonna like throw this away. I don't have any use for this right now. It is looking pretty good though. This is kind of what like a really, really high hydration dough looks like. And so when you fold this, it's just like, this is me kneading this dough. I'm kneading this dough now. So there we go. I'll put this off to the side. And then we'll use paper towels to clean up this mess I made. Yummy. Of course, I dropped more water. How did I drop more water on the? There's water right here. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it. I need a new paper towel. Frustrating. That's okay. Okay. Well, mic is muted. Thank you. What happens? I'm pretty sure it'll still, if I mute this. Not doing that. We're not doing that one. Okay, this is how I normally do it. So hopefully there's sound. I don't have a way to tell if this is sound. Okay, well, we're gonna check the settings real quick. Audio. Nope. Echo cancellation. Reduce mic background noise. Stereo auto. Automatically adjust volume. Well, it only has one microphone on here, so it's, I don't know. I don't know. So now let that rest for like 10 minutes. So we will roll up the dough. I'm not sure how cold. Nope, that's not cold at all. Not at all. But that's okay. The bowl's cold. This bowl, very cold. All right. So they usually tell you to get plastic wrap. We'll see what we get from here. So rolling out the dough. See, I think that this might be a little too dry because if you see me rolling it out now, it's not sticking to anything. I haven't put any flour on it, so it might just not be wet enough. I might not have put enough water in the dough. I might have put too much flour. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Boop, 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 boop. No one has told me if there's sound or not, so that's fun. Okay, I'm going to do a check. I have a phone that it's not hooked up to anything. So we are going to, I don't want to sign in. You know what? Okay, fine. It keeps telling me to sign in. This is very frustrating. Let me just log out. Let me see if it'll let me log out. Okay, well, I don't want to save settings. Go away. How do we log out? Count? Nope. Settings. Options. Watch TV. Privacy. Experimental. Live chat. Okay, not working. Let's see if it'll let me do this off of Google. Since the app isn't going to work for me. So, yeah. Okay, search. Wow, I can't even find me, like, just by searching my name. Uh-oh. Let's see. Found something. That's, well, at least I'm finding a lot of my videos that way. So let's see if I type in my email address. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so the volume is working. Sound is working? Okay, so the volume is working. Sound is working? Okay. That's just really delayed. Cool. I'm good with that. Okay, so we do have sound. I just wanted to make sure that we had sound because I couldn't find it. Anyway, so I could probably take out the mat because this is supposed to be like 12, 13-inch circle, and having some kind of measurement might be really good. But in the classic way that I do everything, I'm just gonna roll it out and make it work because I don't have the patience to actually roll it out appropriately. But it looks nice. It looks nice. It is nice and springy, so that's something cool. So we are just rolling out the dough. I do want to make, because okay, so the recipe says to make it in a circle, but my butter is rectangular. So I'm wanting to make this more rectangular to make it kind of fit with the butter a little bit better. And looking at how to do this, it does look like it needs to be kind of more of a square-ish. That's what it looks like. There's a picture somewhere. I could show you. We should look at the picture. We'll look at the picture in a minute. Because right now is not the time for that. So it is really fun trying. I have the tripod leg here, and so I'm trying not to roll into it. Oopsies. Okay. Actually, this is turning out a lot more circular than I was expecting, so maybe I'm doing it right. We are looking to see. All right. Uh-oh. I know what that is. That's one of the ball bearings. Oh, man. I would like to get one of those. I think it's like a French roller where it's basically just like one long piece of wood with like tapered edges, and then you just roll out with that. I think one of those would be really good to have, but I don't know. Okay, so this is actually looking really good. I like this. But you see when I pick it up and I put it back, like it shrinks back down. That's because it didn't rest long enough. Now that I do know is my fault. I know that that's my fault. We're gonna keep going anyway. I just wonder if the like the rice vinegar is going to make a difference instead of using the white wine vinegar. That is like the thing that's on my mind right now. You are always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Yeah. This is not a very good rolling pin. Just that it's falling apart. It's not a bad rolling pin. All right. That's about, look at all of that. Yeah, we're gonna not leave those over here. Take those away. Seal away, seal away. Doesn't exist. We'll flip it over. Never happens. Can never tell. I'll never tell. All right. Okay, so we have, oops, my fingers in dough. But we have our dough rolled out nice and big. So let's get the butter. Just try to put the butter in the middle. See if we can get this part. Very, very, very cold dough. And I did wrap this in wax paper. I didn't think it was going to be that big of an issue, but no, it doesn't want to come apart. So it might have been an issue. So we're just trying to Gently peel this open. Gently. I'm not trying to leave any paper behind. Leave no paper behind. Only take and leave footsteps. I think that's at least the Girl Scout motto for like visiting nature. Oh no. Let's see. Try to get this. Oh, there. There we go. So for locking this in, it is, I think I did this too big. Uh-oh. 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 Well, from here, we're going to pretend that none of that ever happened. We're going to flip it over. Ugh. Oh, look, it's perfect. It's perfect. You'll never know. All right. I am going to mute this for a second because it's about to be loud. Okay. So the problem here is I don't want to make a lot of loud sounds and bang this out like you're supposed to. But this needs to be able to roll out a little bit better than it is now. So what are we going to do? Like this side is too big, but that's okay. Because if I start rolling it out now, then the dough will roll, but the butter will stay put, which we need the butter to make thin layers. It's supposed to be really cold, so and they usually advise that you beat it until it will move, but my father-in-law isn't very big on sound like that, and I don't want to upset him. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Hmm. 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 That's loud. Nope, not doing that. What's option 2? Hmm. Well, the laws of thermodynamics are working, and the dough is getting cold, and the butter is being like the butter's releasing cold into the dough, but it looks pretty. I got this much this far. It feels like a pie dough kind of. Yeah, this isn't sticky at all. I didn't put enough water in here. It's too much flour. Something is up with this. It is the wrong texture. But I'm going to make it work anyway. Just how can I loosen? See, I just felt the butter crack in there. Like, how can I loosen this up enough to be able to, like, trying to see if I can just kind of bend it. I'm not actually like it's breaking. I can feel it breaking. I'm not actually trying to break it. Maybe I am. I don't know. I just want it like flexible enough to move because I can already tell like it's not going to move. Like, pretty sure that's all just dough moving. Well, let's see. I'm nervous. I've never made puff pastry before. I think that I'm probably doing it wrong because it feels like I'm doing it wrong. Oh man, I was hoping to get at least a good 2 or 3 turns in right now. Oh, it's separating here in the middle. It cracked in the middle and now it's separating. But I do have a little shelf of butter over here I can feel. So we're just gonna press down. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just press and press, walking and pressing, walking and pressing. See if we can get this to stretch the way it's supposed to. Roll, 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 roll. Oh man, so this is not the most entertaining thing to do on the planet. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while I'm doing this. Push, 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 push. Because I don't want to beat on this. So, see if pushing makes it roll easier, or if am I just like feel the butter here, and there's a little dough here on the outside edge, so I can feel where it's different. So I'm hoping that because I can feel where it's different, that is actually working the way it's supposed to. This is a workout. This is a bigger workout than kneading. Back and forth. Back and forth. Just trying to. I don't know how big this is supposed to go out, actually. I don't think it really matters. I know that I'm folding it into thirds, basically. So I'm going to work on doing is folding it into thirds and then keep going from there. So I know that part. Ooh, look, you can see I'm pushing it like the dough's coming off the edge. Okay, let's turn it around. See if I can get dough to cover the butter again. As you can see, the butter starting to come through where the dough is getting really thin. Let's see what we can do about that. Because I know that the dough on this side is a lot thicker than it should be. But trying to see. Because I know that butter is very malleable, at least when it's soft. So let's see if we can get it mobile enough. It's like, see, I'm pushing on it and it's going out, but like, well, the butter ends there and there. So that's where butter is. It's there and there. Let's turn it over. I guess it's not like you're not supposed to be able to see the butter through the thing, but there's supposed to be layers of dough and layers of butter. And right now, like I can feel some of the cracks in the dough or in the butter, and I could feel the edge of the dough where it's coming off of here. Like, feel the butter, I could feel the butter. But like over here, there wasn't very much to begin with, so it's like, is this actually rolling out, or am I just rolling the dough off of the butter? Is that what's happening? I can't tell. Okay. So let's turn it this way. See, like I did before. We'll see if I can push this up onto here. And but see how it's not integrating? It's just kind of falling off. I think that the dough's not sticky enough. But like the whole thing is moving. So that makes me believe that at least the butter is getting thinned out, at the very, very least, because the whole thing is moving. I don't think the whole thing would be moving like this if it was just the dough. So we have some kind of evidence of something anyway. Now, what it's evidence of, I don't know. Could just be evidence of a broken butter. Oh, but it looks like it's actually going. Well, everything's going so well. That's what I like to believe anyway. Man. So from what I understand, this is the hardest part about this, is to basically get it going. Because once the layers get thinner, then from what I understand, they're more flexible when they're thinner. And it's just this big, thick sheet of butter. That's the issue. Getting it started. I feel the dough on the sides. I can feel like a butter chunk here and a butter chunk here. So let's see if I can get this one, this side, roll out a little bit better. But I think it's finally rolling out appropriately, at least. Okay. This part, I'm gonna roll that side again, and then we'll fold it and see what it does from there. I still haven't decided what I'm going to actually do with this, so I'm still open for suggestions. If you know any puff pastry recipes that are amazing and I should try, I'm willing to try it. It's been a weekend. I have small, well, I don't have small kids. They're 9, so I don't think they're small, but they do still require quite a bit of attention. Okay, so I'm gonna call that good. And I like this edge better. So I'm gonna fold this in. You fold this in about thirds. So I'll fold that. And whoo, the butter is breaking through there. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh no, the butter's breaking through the whole side. Okay, so what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna fold it this way. Never happens. Never know the difference. See? There's no butter on the outside. What are you talking about? All right. So now time to roll this part out. I'm trying to roll from the center so that I can kind of push it out. And it actually feels like it's moving pretty easy now. Like there's a butter hole there. Just I can see it. Yep. So this is my first time trying to make puff pastry. It's not, I didn't expect it to go perfectly because from what I understand, this is something that's kind of hard to do. And while I do have like an intuitive knowledge of baking, some things just require technique and skill. If you don't have those things, then it's difficult. So I'm going to try to roll this out a little bit this way, just because I'm going to fold it again and try to, and it still feels fairly cold. So I'm going to just fold it again and try to get it rolled out one more time so that you can see what I'm doing. Like right here, it looks like there's no butter there. But see, the butter's cracking on this side. So I'm going to put this one more towards the middle. Though it's like right on the crack. Oh no. If I turn it this way, will it still crack? Okay, now it's cracking more inside. Okay. Troubleshooting the dough. Okay, so this still feels cold, which that's good. So this is we rolled it out, we folded it, we rolled it out, and we're folding it again. So this is the second time, or is this the third? I think this is the second time of folding. So I forget how many times you're supposed to fold it. Let's do some math. Fold it into thirds. Folding it into thirds. So one butter layer. That gives me 3 butter layers. And then 9 butter layers. And 9 times 3 is 27 butter layers. So right now I'm kind of working on the 9 butter layers. Is that what I'm doing? Look, it's poking through. I'm definitely doing something wrong. I'm definitely doing something wrong. Okay. We're gonna put a little bit of flour in here just to hopefully make this stop sticking. I know it's the butter that's sticking. The butter's breaking through and sticking. But hopefully by doing that, it'll keep it from sticking to the rolling pin too much. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to bake stuff and you think I actually know what's going on? Ugh. You're in the wrong channel if you think I know what's going on. Oh. Okay. And so apparently pushing away is a little easier than trying to pull. So we're just going to push this away. Bum, bum, bum. See, it's sticking again. Sticking again. And the butter's coming out on this side. Ooh, this is an interesting endeavor. This is definitely more advanced than I was prepared for. So this will be good. This will be a good test to see like how baking skills improve as we go through this, because this attempt at puff pastry is not going according to plan. So that's okay. It's all right. Everything that doesn't have to go according to plan, that's perfectly fine. All right. I think I'm supposed to roll this out thinner than this. I'm getting scared. Oh man, who ever thought that baking would be scary? It was such a workout. Oh man, okay. I'm going to roll it out this way a little bit just to flour the table. Flip this over, flour this. You can see where the butter's breaking out. I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job. It's okay. It's okay. We'll just keep going. I don't know of how to fix this. And so my only idea is to basically keep going and hope that it basically fixes itself. Like with enough turns and twists and everything, I'm hoping that the dough will stretch appropriately and that the butter will just be inside like it's supposed to be. Wishes and fishes, wishes and fishes. Okay. So we're just rolling this out a little bit more, a little bit longer. So we can we're going to fold it and we're going to put it in the fridge for a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes and see where that gets me. But I have a feeling like that the banging process usually like helps the butter stretch out, and I didn't do that. So it's probably what I've done that has put me in this situation. It's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's going okay so far as I can tell. All right. So we're gonna fold this up in its lovely little book fold. And it's butter so sticking to everything. Okay, that's two folded on that side. Fold it more on this side. That butter's not sticking out, so we're gonna fold that in, fold that over. Yay! It's the thing, and the butter's coming out over here, but you can tell it's melting. So no, I don't think that you're supposed to put it in cloth. It's dough. Usually dough doesn't like cloth. But we're gonna wrap it up in cloth and put it in the freezer. And this is why you're supposed to let it rest, because it starts making a mess if you don't. All right, I'm gonna get my dough. Where did we put it? Oh man. Okay. So we're just gonna scrape all the butter and stuff off the bench. I think that having a cleaner bench will help keep it from sticking and like making everything fall on the table so much. So that'll be good. Okay. All right. Yummy. All the countertop shavings. Seems like I can feel a little bit of butter in there, but I think it's mostly just like flour and butter. Anyway, this is going in the trash now. Now I dropped some. And I don't think it's a big issue, but let's go wash our hands. Go wash our hands. Yeah. All right. So I did one of the things that I I'll let y'all see. These are my blanched wings. I just boiled these for, not just, like yesterday, I boiled them for like 10 minutes. I just wanted to get some of the fat out and kind of start the whole cooking process. And so now I'm going to fry them. Oh, my frying oil's not very deep. Okay. Yeah, so what? Oh, that's what happened. This camera, the microphone is turned off because this is the one hooked up to my laptop. And then this camera is the one that has the microphone on because otherwise with the microphone on this one, there's a feedback and it's not good. So I turned this camera off for a minute, so it looks like this camera needs to stay on for us to have sound, which that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. I don't like this camera anyway. I really need to figure out how to do things so that I can just keep the sound. Can I have sound be separate? I don't know. I don't know. So I know. Let's move this around. This is my fry oil, and it's only like an inch thick, so it's not going to be deep enough for the wings. But we're just going to pretend this is going to be my lunch, dinner. I don't know. I usually remember to eat about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then other than that, I forget to eat. So we're going to right annoying technology. There we go. See, all better, all better. And then we'll turn this one off for the minute because right now we're just giving the puff pastry some time in the freezer. Cold place was the only word that came to mind. Not cold play, cold place. Yeah, that was the only word coming to mind. So, oh man. We'll see how awful my puff pastry turns out. Okay, let's see. Our recipes RECIPES with puff pastry. Here, let's bring you over here and put one thing in front of the other. Let's check the camera there. It's not terrible. Okay, and let's do a screen share. Present. Now presenting recipes of puff pastry. Share. This is okay. So I just Googled recipes with puff pastry to see what we have available. Because I'm only like I know there's lots and lots and lots to do with puff pastry, but I'm not sure what I'm wanting to do. Because cream cheese puff pastry, those look good, but also how to use puff pastry, 35 sweet and savory things. This over here. So later. I'll see about that later. No, we don't want ads. Go away, ad. Okay. Puff pastry recipes. Best puff pastry recipes. Ooh, look, these little, what are these? That might be a good thing. What? Baked brie. No, thank you. That's not beef Wellington. That sounds delicious. but it's not exactly in my price range right now. That looks gorgeous. What am I doing? Ham and cheese pinwheels. Ooh, that might be a thing. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Um, fruit things. Because I could probably, like, if I made up a bunch of ham and cheese pinwheels, I think that at least I think the boys would eat them. I think my kids would eat them. I like it. Right? The clarity of this camera is much better, and that's because it's my phone. The other one is a webcam, and it's not very good. So it's not my favorite, but but it's a second camera, so I can have 2 cameras. Good. But I like this camera better. Let's turn it back away from the camera a little bit so I'm not like, "Here's my eyeball." Puff pastry cinnamon rolls? You can use puff pastry for cinnamon rolls? Hmm, that looks like a thing. Smoked salmon puff pastry bites. Now, I would probably love that, and Mom, I know you would love that. But I think that's about all who would love that. Okay. See, go down. We're going down, down the web page. Pigs in a blanket. I could see that. We usually use like croissants. I wonder if I did like ham and cheese pinwheels and pigs in a blanket, and I did just like a couple of those like little snacky appetizer things. Beef empanadas. That could be a thing. But if I just do like a bunch of little snacky things, I wonder how that would go. Pesto, Parmesan cheese straws. That looks good too. Ugh, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. That's so this is the idea for Thursday. Thursday, puff pastry, baked eggs. Those look good. I don't know if I'd actually make those easy apple turnovers. So if I do like the ham and cheese pinwheels, if I do some like pigs in a blanket, and I do a couple of turnovers, that would probably use up my puff pastry and artichoke Gouda tart. That looks amazing. Um, but that would probably use up my pastry. Ooh. And I think it would be um, like a good kind of snacky dinner. Not exactly like snacky, just enough snacks that um, be one of those things where you come by and just like grab a couple of bites and then keep going with what you're doing and grab a couple of bites. Tomato and feta galette with puff pastry. Chocolate turnover. Of course, you'd want a chocolate turnover. The kids would probably like it. Ooh, if I did a Nutella turnover, I like the idea of berries, like strawberry turnover. I think that'd be amazing. Raspberry cream cheese pinwheel pastries. Yeah, all of this is just sounding amazing. I think that I'm just hungry. Gruyere, mushroom, and caramelized onion bites. Okay. Um, yeah, that's just sounding amazing now. Yeah, I'm hungry. Need to get those baking. Spinach ricotta brunch bake. That almost looks like a quiche, but instead of having like egg in the middle to hold it all together, it looks like there's a crust on the outside. So like a quiche pocket, hot pocket. Mushroom tart with puff pastry. All right. So right now it looks like I'm just gonna make like a bunch of little appetizers. What are you? Mini tomato tarts? Not many people in this house like tomatoes. Peaches and cream strudel. Here, you know what? Let's um baklava. Okay, baklava pastry. Baklava with puff pastry. This might be a thing. Pepperidge Farm. Baklava bites. Uh-oh. Quick and easy puff pastry baklavas. Um, See this picture right here, it's kind of tiny, but anyway, let's look at it. Layers of crispy, flaky, buttery pastry, crushed nuts, soaked in lemon honey syrup. It looks amazing. I've been wanting a baklava for a minute now. But oh, it's a phyllo dough. It's a phyllo dough. Mm. I knew it was a different dough than puff pastry. So, okay, fine. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go to the top of the page. We'll go back and see if there's any other recipes that might be good. Hmm. Hmm. I don't want that one stuff. Go back. Okay. 29 puff pastry recipes for fancy without the fuss. I think puff pastry is kind of a fussy thing, so I don't know. All right. So I wonder if I made, we're gonna have like a pocket dinner, like dinner party kind of thing. Ham and cheese pinwheels, pepper, nope, pigs in a blanket. Do some kind of like berry and a chocolate. Well, it's gonna be more of like a Nutella tart. So we'll do a berry tart, a Nutella tart. I want to do something else. I do something else. I think like a spinach thing would be good, but I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, we got some ideas. I like it. We'll go through and just make up a bunch of little, just make up a bunch of little things. Sounds good. We'll cut it and bake it all. It'll be good. All right. Decided. So let's stop screen sharing. Back to seeing my lovely face. And bum 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 bum. All right, so let's go back to our two cameras. Add. Oops. There we go. We'll put this camera back down to see our folding area, or folding, rolling, 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 rolling. Okay. Let me, because there's like, you see that? Great. All the dough off of here, because that shouldn't be on there. See, this is what was happening. And it could have just been that like the butter and dough got onto the rolling pin, and so it wasn't doing very good. But look at that mess. Do you see that mess? Maybe not. Can't really see it very well. White mess on a white table. You see better now? A pile? Nope. Yeah, all of that came off the rolling pin. Not that it's like a bad dough or anything, it's just not what we're looking for. Why do like bad dough, it's gonna be like bad dog? Okay. It's still valuable, so maybe I didn't leave it in there long enough. I don't know. So, flour the surface. Flour the surface. And we're gonna try rolling this out once. I think technically this side's supposed to be up. So we're gonna put it down for now and see what happens. See what kind of mistakes I can make today. That's how you learn, right? Lots and lots of mistakes. Lots and lots of mistakes. All right. Wiping off my rolling pin. Trying to flour it a little bit. And see if we can pull this out again. Rolling, 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 rolling. It's cracking right here. I don't know. Can you see that? It's cracking out like that. So, I can smell my oil heating up though. I've been at this for like, let's see, I started the live stream at 12:32, and it's now just after 2, so it hasn't been quite 2 hours yet. So it's not terrible yet, but look at this. This just looks like a mess. I don't know. Can you see? Got the butter here, dough, butter. Oh my goodness. This side is an absolute mess. Oh. But like I said, we're just going to keep going and hope that it kind of fixes itself. We're going to see what happens. Oh, man. It's funny because when I started this, like rolling towards myself, like this rolling dough thing, this flip, it seemed like it was going to be like rolling towards myself more, but now I'm just rolling away. Let's see, that side actually still looks good. Oh, I might have fixed it. With like a little 10-minute rest in the freezer. I keep wanting to say microwave. I know it's not the microwave. You don't rest things in the microwave. It'd be really funny if you did. I guess technically you can rest things in a microwave. I rest like steaks in the microwave so that while other things are finishing cooking, they don't get cold. It's like aluminum foil, but less aluminum-y. Or is it more aluminum? Is there more aluminum in a microwave than there is in aluminum foil? Asking for a friend. I don't care now. Just asking for a friend. You know, and like you're afraid to ask a question. So asking for a friend, not that I would ever do it, but one of those things. Like the side's getting really buttery sticky. Okay. I think this is about how much I want to roll it out. But this side's not terrible yet. I do want to roll this side out a little bit more because I think that side's thinner. So just take this out for a minute. But it's getting a little sticky. I don't like it. It's scaring me. It's getting scary. Okay. Let's book fold it. Book fold. Pull that in. We're going to pretend it doesn't exist. Fold. Ooh, I probably should have folded this side in because that got that little nugget hanging out there. I'm going to fold that over and just pretend that didn't happen. Ça n'existe pas. Ça n'existe pas. How do you say it doesn't exist in Spanish. I don't know that one. All right. And again, I'm just going to wrap this up in this little cloth for now and put it back in the freezer for like 10 minutes because that's what we're doing. All right. So, do I have a thermometer for the oil? Yes, I do. Am I going to use it? No, I'm not. So, we're just going to see, like I can see the oil is moving as movement. So I'm going to say it's good. I'm just going to drop a wing in and see what happens. See, it's not quite covered. I know we're not here to cook. Uh-oh. Getting poppy. What's one wing? 2 wings? What are these things doing here? Technically, the more wings we put in here, then the higher the oil level will go. But also, the colder it'll get. So we're going to do 3 rings right now. And I just got popped in the face. So, are wings what we're doing today? Practically, no. That's what we're doing right now. No existe? Existe? Because the way I'm looking at that, it almost looks like the way that like a 2-year-old would say exist. No existy. I'm pretty sure it's like existe instead of existy. But I don't know the Spanish pronunciation of things. Part of the reason, right? No, it's just cheap. Yeah, part of the reason I'm having wings is because accent on the I, egg. But is it an I or an E sound? E. Okay. Existe. Existe? Existe? Oh. I'm making up stuff now. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to use this big bowl over here that I wasn't using earlier for something else now. There. So, no existe? That makes sense-ish. The oil or water? I had these wings in the freezer, and I'm the only one in the house that really eats wings. Okay, Dennis eats wings, like my husband eats wings, but he's not here right now. And so I decided to make these for myself. I have wing sauce that's been sitting in the fridge for a minute. And so we're cleaning up stuff out of the fridge. I'm making food steps. I think it sounds like a good idea anyway. Now, wing sauce looks weird because separated, and so it's basically red Frank's Red Hot. That's what it is. Frank's Red Hot with butter and red pepper flakes. Basically what my wing sauce is. And so some of the oil separated out of it. And, you know, wing sauce. Now it looks a little weird, like a little grainy. I think that's the butter. The butter hardened and is now weird. So when these come out, they're going in there, they're getting tossed, and then we'll put some more in here. The original plan for today was to make some sourdough English muffins, because I found like a regular English muffin dough that works and was easy to make. And I like that one, but it's not sourdough. So I wanted to try a sourdough recipe, which that Bouchon Bakery book has like a sourdough English muffin recipe, and I wanted to try that. But it's just not, that my sourdough starter's not happy right now. I had a couple of days where I forgot about it, and so I think that it got toxic and then it killed the yeast. That's what I think happened. It started smelling like Parmesan cheese, which I thought that might make a good, like a good sourdough flavor in the bread, but I don't know. Like, I want these to be cooked. I'm ready for these to be cooked. I also can't remember how many turns I did on my thing. I'm not sure exactly what's counted as a turn. Okay, so we encased it in the thing. And we beat it out. And then I folded it. And so I folded it once. So I'm assuming that's one turn. And then, so I folded it and I rolled it out and I folded it and I put it in the fridge. So that's 2. And I took it out and I folded it. So that's 3. Wow. Like, okay, so yesterday I fed it and I put the rubber band on, and then it went under the line and there was like water on top. So the dough was under the line where it was when I mixed it, and then it was like water between like the line and the rubber band. So that's what I'm thinking. I poured out the water and I kind of took that top part off and discarded it. And then I took some from the middle and I put it into, like, I got fresh flour and water and I mixed that together and I put a little bit of the sourdough starter in there. And that's what I have now. And I poured off that water and I just poured out some and added some water and flour. So hopefully that'll feed it okay. I don't know. But it was really bubbly for like days. But see, what would happen is I would cook it. I'm cooking. That's what makes me think of it. So what I would do is I would feed it, and then I would leave it on the counter for 2 days, and then I would feed it, and then I would leave it on the counter for 2 days. So I was feeding it like every other day instead of daily, like you're supposed to when it's on the counter. And I know when it does that, it builds up some of the toxins and stuff, and it's not as, like, the toxins kill the radio star. Nope. Video kill the radio star. That's the only thing coming to mind now. The toxins from the sourdough will kill the yeast. Like, they swim in their own poop for too long and it kills them. I know that. I'm just not doing a very good job about it. Oh man. All right. So we got a couple of tossed wings. Yeah, these are small, so I'm just gonna throw the rest of them in here. And then I think that first batch took for like 5 minutes. So we're just gonna. I probably should have done like 4 in the first one and 4 in the second one, but oh well. So we're gonna let that do that thing. I scraped off this a little bit ago, this area. So, you know, I'm gonna back over here. Let's turn it back on so you can see my lovely face again. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna roll this dough out one more again. That's the sound. A little bit of flapper, a little bit of flapper on the table. Okay, so that's, this is 3 turns. So we're gonna roll it out for turn 3. And then we're gonna fold it again, roll it out one more again. So I think I have this rollout. I think I have I think that was fold 3. And so this is technically rollout 4. But I think that was my 3rd time folding it. So we're gonna fold it one more time. The 4th time folding it. Now we're gonna fold it 2 more times. So what we're gonna do is right now we're rolling this out, obviously. So this is getting rolled out, and then we will roll out dough. Fudge, why can't my brain work? Because I'm hungry. Why my brain's not working? Anyway, so we're rolling out the dough. We're going to fold it, let it rest for 5-10 minutes in the freezer. Fold, rest, fold, and roll that out, and then we'll fold it up and we'll put that to store until Thursday when we'll make some yummy stuff with this. But I'm actually really impressed. This is turning out a lot better than I thought it was going to. It's like, especially in the beginning when it was cracking and it wasn't stretching very well, and then the dough was breaking and the butter was coming through. I thought that, like, I'm messing everything up. Oh man. So I'm like, I'm scared. She kept saying I'm scared. But I didn't think it was going right. But I think it's going correctly now. For some reason, Mambo number 5 is stuck in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. A little bit more flour on the board. Mambo number 5, this works so well for this right now. So, we've done 3 folds. And then this is going to be, have we done 3 folds? We did a fold. We rolled it out. We folded it. We rolled it out. We folded it. We rested. I gotta count this out again. And part of it, I'm not understanding, like, what is supposed to be considered what in this. So, like, what's it actually, like, does that initial, because I rubbed the butter. I put it in the thing. I put the butter in the thing. And then, so I put the butter in the thing, and I rolled it out. I don't think that's counted as a turn. I think that, no, I don't think that's counted as a turn. I think that's just counted as, like, starting it. And then, so it rests. So after I rolled it out, I folded it and I rolled it out again. I folded it and I rested it. I pulled it out and I rolled it. And then I folded it and rested it. And now I pulled it out. I'm rolling it now. So I think this makes 3. That's what I think. But I don't know. So, okay. But the edges are looking better. Like, it's not cracking and breaking so much. And, like, these edges look even. So, it's looking a lot better. I'm not sure how much better it is, but it looks better. So we're going to go with that. Okay. So that is folded. Let's just kind of tuck that in a little bit, see if that'll tuck in there. And wrap it up in the cloth, a clean cloth, and put it back in the freezer for a few minutes. Freezer, scrape everything off. I think those other ones are just about done. So I think I want to roll it out 2 more times. And then we will store it for the winter. And we'll just store it until Thursday. Thursday is still winter. Oh, I think it'd be hilarious to start making something right before the winter solstice. And then like, we're storing this for the winter, like the day before. And then the next day, pull it out. Because it's officially winter by then. I think that'd be funny. All right. Let's toss this. Ew. Okay. So while we're sitting here waiting for things to do stuff, I have decided. I'm going to turn this camera off. Anyway, I have decided that I kind of want to make a course, kind of learn how to bake. Like bake with me, bake along, like a sing along, baking along, side by side. So yeah, I want to make like a general learning course, like teach yourself how to bake. And then kind of go through like all of the baking things. What are the things that you need to do for baking? And I think that would also give me a good direction to go with everything that I'm doing, because right now I'm very much in the, well, what do I feel like doing? What have I never done before? What? Okay. So we're gonna move over here because I don't want my bowl in the area where I'm rolling out the dough, because I don't want to have to clean that surface. So let's see what happens if I try to. Oh, okay, that kind of tossing is not working. You know what? It just occurred to me that I don't have ranch dressing either. It's okay. Who eats ranch dressing? It's just hot wings. Nobody eats ranch dressing with hot wings. What are you talking about? Oh goodness. So this will be my breakfast, lunch, dinner snack. I don't know. So I usually have coffee with cream in the morning, and then I forget to eat real food until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which that'll be about when I get to eat these. So I'm just sticking with my normally scheduled routine, apparently. But these look really good. I think I did a good job. Yay! Well, at least one thing turned out well today. The wings are good. Well, good looking anyway. Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? Timber! We're going down. All right. So we have that. Now what? Washing the dishes will be too noisy at this point. I want to give the dough a little bit more time to rest before I roll it again. Your audio was also removed. Okay, phew. Yeah, no, there's no audio. I turned off the other camera and it's like, your audio is removed. It's like, I didn't think I have audio there. I don't. Okay, so two more times rolling out the dough. So we're gonna roll it, fold it, rest it for 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, roll it, fold it, and then that. And that's how we're gonna store it until Thursday. Thursday, we're making ham and cheese pinwheels. We're making pigs in a blanket, berry tarts, and Nutella tarts. Probably gonna make like 2 berry and 2 Nutella because, and then I think I want to do some like spinach, some spinach quiche kind of tarts. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Well, not tarts. What are they? We're not gonna do tarts. What? Like the pinwheel kind of thing, but with like a spinach parmesan mix. That sounds delicious. Or we could do them as pizza roll-ups. Or I could make some like chicken pot pie filling, and then you make some chicken pot pie. I like the appetizer idea better. So if I can get a hold of some spinach, probably frozen spinach, and maybe some cream cheese if I don't have any. So like spinach, cream cheese. I don't know. We'll figure out what's going into these spinach, because I want it to be kind of like a spinach dip, but in the middle of a roll up. I think that sounds like a good idea. So we'll do ham and cheese, pigs in a blanket, spinach roll ups, berry turnovers. That's what they are. Berry turnovers and Nutella turnovers. Okay. Sounds like we got a decent game plan. Oh, oh. Okay. On our next break, I'm going to show you our ninja bread men and the little ninja bread dojo that we're making. It was supposed to be for Christmas, but our plans changed at Christmas. Like a bunch of stuff got rearranged, and so we had baked gingerbread men, but then I put them in a container, put them in the freezer because we went and did other things, and we got back, and I was just overwhelmed and forgot that I was doing those. So yesterday we went through. Was it yesterday? Yesterday we went. It might have been the day before. Holy cow! All these days are running together. In the last day or two, we took them, we decorated them, and they're just about ready. It was yesterday. It was yesterday because I'm still finishing the dojo. We just have to see what that's gonna do. Because I'll show it to you here in a few minutes. You know what? Now I'm excited and I want to show you. So, if those have been freezing long enough, but it's going to be long enough now. It likes it or not. Countertop, countertop, countertop. Away, power forward. Counter. Flower. Flower the counter. I need like a darker counter than this because it's hard to see what I'm doing if it's white. Okay. This at least feels cold-ish. It's coldish. Coldish is totally a thing, right? It's cold. Top it with some flour. See, look, it's folding up nicely, and it's actually starting to look like it's supposed to. So this makes me happy. So roll this out, and it's actually rolling out really nicely. So like in the beginning, but I think that's how puff pastry is supposed to work. It's supposed to fold out, like start off hard to do, and then as you go along, it gets like easier and easier. You just don't want the butter to melt, because if the butter melts and it starts incorporating, then it doesn't make the nice fluffy layers that we're looking for, and it just makes it like all one dough instead of being like layered and fluffy. It's just dough, which there's nothing wrong with just like a buttery dough, but it's not puff pastry. It's not what we're going for. Oh, that's sticking. I feel that butter. Oh, I need somebody who's made puff pastry before to tell me if I'm doing this right, if this looks right. Because to me, I've never made puff pastry before. And well, technically, there are parts of it that I'm like, that looks right. Like the fact that it's rolling out and the edges are, they're not like breaking open and being weird everywhere. And it's starting to look very rectangular and it's folding up nicely. That makes me think that I'm doing good. But then I do stuff and I'm looking at things and like, let's turn this over. It's sticky on the side. Oh, like, okay, this is thinner than this side, and I'm just not rolling out evenly. But then like the butter starts poking through here, and I can't tell if this is like I'm doing something wrong or if it's just like this is what it's supposed to be. It'd be nice to know if this is how it's supposed to be. So I don't know. Okay. And technically, I don't think you're supposed to roll it out like this way, but I am, because that's what I'm doing. Fully laminated dough. That's what this is, a laminated dough. So I wonder what the difference is between like laminating in baking versus like for school. Like you have like a laminated ID, which has like that plastic coating on the outside. So is it just like laminated? Does laminated just like mean layers? And it's like layered, or is there like a different definition for lamination that I don't know? Okay. Except for this side, it's actually looking pretty good. Rolling this out, rolling this out. This side rolling towards me. But this does seem to be rolling nicely, and I can still see the butter. So that makes me believe that it's not melting and like rolling together. I think that's one of those things that we'll have to see in time though. See if it actually like layered properly. And quite honestly, if I get the end result that I want, did I really do it wrong? Even if I didn't do it like the by the book method, if I get the same end result, isn't it the same thing? All right, so we're gonna just do one more rollout after this. So this is just gonna go in the freezer for a few more minutes to just get nice and cold again. Let's move stuff out of the way and bring out the Ninja Bread Dojo. Okay, so this is my Ninja Bread Dojo so far. I do need to finish decorating it, but I'll never tell. Okay, so I made these too small, but they're supposed to fit on these and be little punching bags. I wanted it to go on there more, but that stands really tall for the Ninja Bread Man. And it's like over the walls, like you see that? My hands on this wall. These walls are also uneven, but it's like it only goes up to there. So I wanted it to go all the way down on there, and I was trying to cut the edges of the gingerbread, but these started breaking. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give those overnight to finish drying and harden and see if I can make those a little bit better. But I like how I put the little thing on top, and I want to put more decoration on that. And the thing that I'm kind of like I was trying to do, but I don't think it worked really well. This is 2 pieces of gingerbread that I kind of glued together. I don't know if you can see that. And this is candy that I melted, and then I sprayed it with spray paint. This is like a gold spray paint because I was trying to make it look like a mirror. So it's like a gingerbread mirror of where they do karate. But well, it's not turning out the way I wanted it to. But it's okay. Well, it's okay. I'll work on this a little bit later. But that's the Ninja Bread Dojo, and that's how the dojo's doing. Put it over here in the corner. Hiding the way again. Okay, and then we have our lovely Ninja Bread men. These are the Ninja Bread men we made. The ones that have white pants and belts and gloves are the ones I decorated because I did. One of my sons took 3 cookies, glued them together, and then completely covered it. His favorite color is red. Can you tell? So I said it looks like a Ninja Bread mummy. These are just like extra pieces. These are extra pieces of gingerbread that I was going to use for construction if I need to. And then let's see. And then my other son decorated these guys. And I think these are really cute too. Like he did a good job. I think they both did. Like everybody did a good job. These are really cute. So we have the Ninja Bread men. They're all ninjas. And so this will probably be their snack when they get home today. It's like, hey, do you want a gingerbread man as your snack? I'm really curious to see how they're going to eat this one because, like I said, it is 3 cookies glued together. And I'm like, that is going to be a tough cookie to bite into. We'll have to see how that works. And he wants it. Okay, so there's the gingerbread man. All right. Has it been 5 minutes? Probably about that. So we're just going to scrape the bench. I'm going to, like I said, we're going to roll it out one more time. Roll and fold, and then I'll put it in like a plastic bag or some saran wrap or something to put it away. And then on Thursday, we'll see about making a bunch of tasty goodies with them. Flour, so flouring the board, flouring the counter, whatever you want to call it. Flour. You can call me Flour if you want to. No, I'm not running out of patience. I don't know what you're talking about. I want to go eat. Gotta go eat. So this is just about done, which is part of the reason why I'm not like, okay, we'll just finish this on another day. This is looking nice. This is going to be the last time I'm rolling it out today. I think I'm going to try to roll it out one more time on Thursday when it's time to actually like make something. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. And I know you're not supposed to roll back and forth like that on stuff. This is like a slow push and stretch and roll and push and stretch and roll. And that's how you're supposed to do it. Push and stretch and roll. Careful, slow, and steady. You're not supposed to go. You're not supposed to. I don't know if you noticed. I did. All right. So this is my last rollout of the day. It's just getting so big. Growing up, my little puff pastry is all grown up. Just about. I wonder if the old woman who made the gingerbread man, like if she actually got to eat him after like working on it so hard, and then like if she had been able to catch it and eat it instead of the fox, like would it have been one of those moments of, oh, he grew up so fast? I like to pretend. Oh, okay. I think I'm using too much flour on this, but the butter gets really sticky and it sticks everything together. I don't like it. And it sticks to the counter. It's just butter sticks to everything. But like if you look over here, it looks like the amount of flour I'm using is making it so it's not like integrating really well. So I don't know if that's a flour thing or if that's a butter thing. I don't know. I just know we're almost done over here. And my battery on my phone is dying. It's okay, we still got 10%. I only have a few more minutes. Okay. So that all rolled that way. This all rolled this way. But I think this looks good. This looks like a good dough. This looks like I did something. Be awful if it looked like I didn't do anything. What do you mean you call that a dough? Ugh. Didn't even do anything. Oh man. I know that's not how this is going. Roll out my. I feel like this side is way more rolled up than this side. Probably because I'm not giving the dough enough time to rest and it's stretching back in on itself. Okay. Okay, that's kind of rectangular, so I want to roll it this way a little bit more. See, it's just the butter gets on top and it gets all sticky and I don't like it. Hey, you guys ever made puff pastry before? I think I'm doing it wrong. Okay. So right now I'm just trying to kind of get it all evened out so that it's like all the same thickness so that I'm gonna be done rolling it from here. We're gonna put it in the fridge. And it's gonna chill out in the fridge for 2 days until Thursday when we can get back here and start doing this some more. Ooh, I feel the butter sticking to the table. I don't like it. Okay, so I always put the folds on the inside. I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but that's what I've been doing. All right. Looks like dough to me. Well, is fit in a Ziploc. Yep. So, stick wrap it is. Oh, big use plastic wrap. Do I need this much plastic wrap? I have no idea if I need this much plastic wrap or not. Uh-oh. Of course I laid the plastic wrap on top of the dough. What else would I do? That side, fold it over. That side, fold it over. Okay. All right. Puff pastry to be used on Thursday. All right. Well, okay, bring this up again. Let's actually talk to the camera. Look, tighten it down. All right, so we finished the puff pastry. You guys got to hang out with me while I made my lunch, so that was cool. And we decided on what we're gonna make for Thursday. So come back and see me on Thursday. Like and subscribe. Do whatever you need to so that you can get notifications and come back and see me. I'm making a website. I'm gonna, well, I have a website. I just haven't updated it in a couple of days, which I need to do that. I'm just being really overwhelmed. It's okay. So, deep breaths. So you can join the website. I have, if you want, like some baking tips, you can go ahead and schedule a session with me, and we can talk one-on-one about baking and like how to make things a little bit better. I'm also going to start working on a general online course for like learning how to bake from scratch. So if you don't know how to bake, you don't know how to measure, you don't know how to do these things, there's that. The first thing I'm working on right now is going to be a free measuring guide to teach you how to do different measurements, oils, fats, waters, flours, and all that kind of fun stuff. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a free guide for whoever wants it. And then if you want to join the course, right now it's going to be for free as I'm building it and just kind of making things one by one. So yeah, come back on Thursday if you want to see how we make the ham and cheese pinwheels, pigs in a blanket, and all of that stuff. So thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you later. Yes. I wanted to end the